What's good, guys? Welcome back to a new video, episode 12 of my 1 million funded challenge. And as you guys know, I show you the trades I took this week, show you how I'm doing so far for the month, the year, etc. I open my trading dashboard, show you how I'm doing on each prop firm challenge to see if we're getting closer to 1 million or maybe far and far away from that actual goal. So without further ado, let's just jump into what happened this week. This is my trading journal. These are all the trades I took so far for February, right? So I've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 trades so far. For February, I have a couple of trades running at the moment, which I'm going to show you in a second. But if we open our dashboard, let me actually see how we're doing. So we're currently down minus 2R for the month. And like I said, it's not kind of like the best start to the year in general terms. I've said it multiple times on Instagram, on YouTube as well. My start to the year has been rough so far. We're currently down minus 1R for the year, which is not the best, with a really low win rate compared to what my actual data says. So we've had issues with consistency. We've basically missed out on multiple trades because of fear of missing out, because overcomplicating things, etc., which is something I'm dealing and working on the most right now. And that's how we're doing. But let's actually talk about what really matters, which is the trades I took this week, as well as how I'm doing with my prop firm challenges, and also explaining the reasoning behind each trade I took. So let me actually open. If I'm not mistaken, I showed you all the trades until AUD CAD in the last video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the screenshots for all the trades right here, and basically show you the reason behind I took these trades. And as you guys can see, we had a tough losing streak to begin to start February. So I'm going to talk about that real quick, and also, like I said, show you my dashboards. Okay, so I opened the screenshots already, and let's evaluate each one of these trades. So the first one, we have Eurochef. It was a short position, it was stop loss, which was this one, right? I really like this position, liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap. I entered, like I always, in the 0.75 fib. It didn't work out, no rejection at all, and we got stopped out for a minus 1R. Then we have here AUD CAD. Let's see, another short position. So let me actually show you. This was the trade. Completely valid setup. I understand that based on this kind of like trend, we were completely bullish. But here's the thing. I don't overcomplicate things. I do my best to keep things the most mechanical way possible. And in this case, what do we have? And we see it first side. We have a nice liquidity sweep, and we have a change of character, change of direction, however you guys want to call it. Instead of price respecting this low right there and keep moving up from this low, we immediately, with a lot of strength, we broke this low, changing direction. So this was a completely valid setup for me. I really like this type of setups that are kind of like counter trend moves. They worked out pretty nice in the long run. In this case, it didn't work out, and we got stopped out for a minus 1R. And then we have, guys, and before we continue with the rest of the video, I wanted to talk about something real quick. So you guys know that I always talk about things with full transparency, and in this case, I want to talk about Blueberry Funded because I've said it multiple times. That's the prop firm I like the most right now, and it's literally the prop firm I've been using for a lot of time. And I just recently got a 100K account. The reason why is because you can get a 30% off plus a free account alongside your first payout. So your ROI is just insane if you guys compare the prices between Blueberry Funded and any other prop firms out there. The ROI is just amazing because you're not only getting kind of like the most affordable prop firm challenge out there, but you're also getting a free account when you get funded and you receive your first payout. So of course, knowing that I'm currently documenting my journey to 1 million funded, getting this prop firm challenges is just amazing because I know that eventually when I'm able to pass these challenges and I get funded and receive my first payout, I'm immediately gonna get more accounts, so that it's gonna help me like right away scale up way faster and just increase my capital with Blueberry Funded and of course with prop firms. Also, we have Blueberry Funded ranking on #1 best sellers on Prop Firm Match, which is basically what traders choose as the best prop firms. So it's not only me saying that, it's literally most people out there in the industry in prop firm match, which you guys know it's the tool I always use when getting prop firms. It's telling, I can show you real quick. It's literally ranking on #1, top #1 of bestsellers on prop firm match. You guys can see, which is crazy. You guys can use my code, as I've always said it, Rosal30, 30% off on every challenge in the platform, as well as a free account alongside your first payout. So yeah, I just invite you guys to test it out. Let me know how it works, how it goes, and yeah, let's keep going and let's move forward with the rest of the video. GBP which if you guys can see, which is kind of interesting, it's the only trade that in this column that says fits plan, I say no. I'm gonna explain that a little bit. It's this trade right there. If you guys can see it, based on the trades I usually take, based on my backtesting sessions, based on my data, this is a completely invalid trade, invalid setup based on my system. It's super big, number one, so it's a really big range. There's a lot of new ranges created before actually reaching my entry, and this was not a trade I had on my watch list or I had as a pending order. I actually placed this pending order in this area, right? In this area right here, that's where I placed my pending order, and well, it didn't work out at the end, and I decided to take this trade when someone told me that it was going to be a nice trade. Literally, I saw a guy that was performing good in the year. This guy had this trade, and because of that, I decided to take the setup. And it didn't work out. It was completely invalid, and that's why I journaled this as an invalid position. Of course, I'm pissed myself. It's not something I like to do, because of course it makes my data skew, so I'm skewing my data by taking the setups. But of course, it's something I need to learn, something I accept, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So this was a completely invalid setup, and that's kind of like what happened. Then we have NCD Chef. So now let's actually open Trading View. So NCD Chef, this right here, this was a completely valid setup. This was a break-even trade. We had a liquidity sweep, break of structure for value gap, everything in place. We got tagged in the 0.75. We can see that price moved to our 0.5 fib. That's where I moved stops to break even, making the trade risk-free, and then price reversed back, stopping out at break even. So we didn't lose money in that, but we didn't win either. Then we have NZD Chef, that's right. Then we have Euro NZD. So let me open that trade real quick. So Euro NZD, it ended up being a stop loss, so a -1R in this case. We have a liquidity sweep, we have a break of structure for value gap. Again, all my rules in place. Unfortunately, there was no a huge rejection. There was a small rejection in there, but not enough to make the trade risk-free. So we ended up losing a -1R in that case. Then we have GBP Chef, which is this one, another stop loss. So you guys can see a bunch of stop losses this week. We have this trade right there. Completely valid trade, and this, it was pissed, like it was fucking annoying, the fact that initially, if you guys follow my Instagram, I had this short position, so from here to here. Look at how close price was to tuck me in. This was my main initial position, my main kind of like ideal setup, but price never reached my entry, and literally it was a perfect setup. Of course, if you guys enter in the 0.7 fib instead of the 0.75, you might have been tagged in here. Fortunately, because I entered in the 0.75 targeting a 1, 2, 3 risk reward, it didn't tag me in. It ended up playing out nicely. But at the same time, throughout that movement, this was a completely valid setup as well. It was a more aggressive setup, a shorter range setup, but it was completely valid. We had a nice liquidity sweep, a break of structure. So I said, you know what? It follows my rules. All my rules are in place. Let's execute this position. And it didn't work out, and I lost -1R as well. Then Cat Chef, which is this one, it was a long position. It ended up being a break even. So let me show you the trade. This is the trade right there. I hope it's not laggy. I hope my screen's not laggy. I've been having fucking horrible issues with my computer. I hate MacBooks, to be honest. The CPU is horrible and it always lags. But anyway, let's continue with the video. Completely valid setup, liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap. We got tagged in here, right? Price moved to my 0.5 fib. It was literally a risk-free position. I moved stops to break even, and then price stopped me out at break even. So that's, again, another break even after multiple losses. So we didn't have any wins so far until we had this trade on NZDJPY that I'm going to show you in a second. This trade right here, very nice setup. Nice take profit for a 1, 2, 3. Finally, after having multiple losses, we were able to capitalize on this one, have a nice 1, 2, 3 risk reward trade. Completely valid setup as well. We were bullish, liquidity sweep, break of structure, multiple fair value gaps in the move. So you guys can see all the fair value gaps. I entered the 0.75, targeting a 1, 2, 3, move stops break even in the 1-to-1 risk reward, and price reached my final target. So nice 1, 2, 3 risk reward. And that's kind of like all the trades, the closed trades so far. And these are the positions I have running at the moment, which by the way, they're running pretty nice. They're all in profit. They're all risk-free. So honestly, amazing. First, a Euro AUD, this short position right there. Liquidity sweep, break of structure for value gap. Super aggressive, clean entry, like literally sniper entry, no drawdown at all. And then now price is running to my expected direction. Let's hope that on market open, price can keep pushing down and we can get actually another take profit. And then AUD Chef, nice entry, liquidity sweep, break of structure for value gap. Again, let's hope that price on market opens, keep pushing up and basically have another take profit so that we can have 3 wins in a row, which is going to be amazing. So that's kind of like what's going on right now so far for my trades. Now let's open my dashboards. So let me close the screenshots right there. And first, these are my accounts on Blueberry Funded. So you guys might be saying, yo, you had another 50K account, right? What happened with that one? Well, I actually blew that fucking account. And you guys can see in here, I basically exceeded the maximum drawdown, so the max loss. That was the account that was doing the worst. Remember that in the last video. If you guys haven't watched the video, go check it out so you guys can understand a little bit more how I was doing. There was 350K challenges. One of those was doing really bad. So let's say that 2 of those were minus 7%. The other one was like minus 9%. So because I had a lot of losing trades in this week, I blew that account. And I actually got a new account this week on Blueberry Funded, a 100K account. So no more 50K accounts. I'm fucking locked in with 100K accounts now. And I got this account. So let me actually show what's going on. This account, I don't know why it hasn't updated yet. Like the trade on NSET DJPY is not updated yet. You guys can see that on close trades, it doesn't appear. So that's why my balance and my percentage says that I'm down minus 2.4%. That's how I was doing and how my balance was before the winning trade on NSET DJPY. So let me actually show you my MT5 real quick. This is how I'm doing so far. I hope you guys can see it. Let me see if you guys can actually see that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm basically at break even already, a little bit more than break even. So we're doing pretty good so far. And I don't know why this haven't updated yet. I guess it's gonna update when market opens. But anyways, and the equity right now, it's really high because, like I said, I have 2 running trades. The other one, so important to mention, the Blueberry Funded dashboards are not updated yet. Like I said, I don't know why. So for example, this one says minus 9%. That's not true. I won a trade of 3%. So this is like at around 6% in drawdown now. This one, for example, same thing, it's not updated yet. So we need to account that I want to trade on NSET DJPY. I'm going to show you that it doesn't appear as well. So I'm doing much better. I'm not doing great in this account, but at least we're now a little bit more far away from actually blowing the 50K evils. And this one, well, we're doing nice. We're in profit, so that's pretty good. Then on FTMO, I got another 100K account. Well, not another account. Like I got another account and it was a 100K account. And this is how we're doing so far. So the balance, let me actually open real quick. So the balance right now, it's this 100K. The equity is floating at 105K, so pretty nice. We were in drawdown. We actually reached a point where it was $97.9 thousand, so $97,944. So basically minus 2%. And now we're again in break even and with some floating equity. Let's see if we can win the positions. Then in the 50K account, it's currently at 47,000, so not great. We're getting really close to break even. And this one, again, and also really close to break even. Then on Orion, I have 2 100K accounts that, again, because I want to trade, we're now doing much better. We're currently in drawdown, but the equity, it's now in profit. So let's hope we can win those 2 positions. And we're going to put these accounts in profit again. So this is how we're doing. Then I got a 100K account with the Fivers. You guys know that this prop firm, it's one of my favorite as well. I didn't have an account so far for the year. So I said, you know what, let's actually get 3 accounts from the best prop firms or my favorite prop firms. So Blueberry Funded, the Fivers, and FTMO. Well, I got 3 100K accounts on each. And this is how we're doing so far. So let me open the dashboard. We're currently sitting at a 105 on equity and a close balance of basically 1% in profit. So not bad, not bad. We did what we were expected to do. I got more accounts when I was in drawdown, and that's why we're performing great right now. That's kind of like my plan. You guys know that I'm risking 1% per trade. So when I'm in drawdown, at that point exactly when most pro firms are in drawdown and they get, for example, 2 -4, -5%, that's when I'm planning to get more accounts so that these new accounts, those fresh accounts that are in break even, if I have a winning streak, those accounts are gonna most likely pass phase one, and the accounts that were in drawdown are gonna now be back at break even. So that's the plan, that's what we did, and that's of course, hopefully, if we win these 2 additional trades, that's kind of like what's going to happen with this profit challenges. And lastly, to end the video, I wanted to show you because if you guys are not aware, I posted a reel on Instagram. You guys can check it out. It's one of my most recent reels talking about that I was minus 20% in drawdown on my personal capital account, which is fucking insane. You guys know that I risk 4% per trade, so it's more aggressive. That's why it was a lot of drawdown. But now we're getting back at break even for the month. We're currently minus 8%. Considering, but of course we need to consider that I have some open positions, as you guys can see in here, Euro AUD and AUD CHF. So hopefully if I'm able to pass these positions, I'm gonna get back at profit for the month and also for the year, which is fucking crazy because when I'm winning, I'm gonna be winning for 12%, right? Which is crazy. When I'm losing, I'm gonna be losing 4%. So in this case, if I win 3 trades in a row, it's gonna be 36% made on my fucking personal capital account. 36%. That's fucking crazy, and that's the beauty of trading our personal capital. I've said it multiple times. Stop overcomplicating things. Stop procrastinating opening your personal capital account with a broker, because you can compound and grow that account and make a lot of money if you risk more. It's simple as that. Of course, make sure to risk what you're willing to lose, but of course you can win and make a lot of money if you risk more on your personal capital account on a broker, because there's no rules like maximum loss or maximum daily loss, etc. And yeah, that's how we're doing, guys. That's a kind of like recap of this episode 12. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for your support. Like I said, it's been a rough start to the year, but I know that if I keep consistency, if I keep repeating my same mechanical system over and over again without overcomplicating things, without missing out on trades, without being afraid of losing, just executing and keeping the reps up, I'm gonna get to this fucking goal on 2026 no matter what. And I want to invite you guys to follow this journey. As always, I show you everything with full transparency, so I appreciate your support. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in episode 12. Take care.